Hey there, I'm Daisy Whitney for Beat TV, reporting at NAB, National Association of Broadcasters Conference. Akamai has reported a number of announcements here at the show. Had the chance to catch up with the company's marketing director to hear all the latest on its HD video delivery network. So Suzanne, tell us about your news here at NAB. You've had some announcements around HD.
Yeah, this is a really exciting event and milestone for us at NAB, at Akamai. We had three big announcements around our Akamai HD network. One of the announcements was the fact that we have hundreds of customers that are actually doing HD quality events on our HD network. We announced our biggest traffic day in the history of Akamai, which was Friday. 3.5 terabits a second of traffic was done over the Akamai network, and this is largely because quality is really bumping up from a video streaming perspective, and then audiences are growing significantly. So huge amounts of traffic, and then huge amounts of customers that are doing HD quality streaming events on our network.
What were some of the things that people were watching online on Friday?
So there was the Masters, there was Major League Baseball, there was some activity around the iPad. And one of the interesting things that we also saw was a lot of people were watching live events on their iPhones. This is becoming a big distribution channel for content companies, and the fact that you can now do adaptive bitrate streaming to a device like the iPad or the iPhone, people are really beginning to catch on that this is a way that they can consume and watch the games and the sports and the content that they love wherever they are. So it's really exciting.
It's interesting that the highest traffic day wasn't necessarily related to just one event. What does that say about sort of what consumers are doing collectively when it comes to watching, in this case, high-def video on the internet?
Yeah, well, I think it says two things. It says, first of all, that the content rights holders, the content owners, are really looking to the internet as a distribution channel for their premium content. And they're not doing it just at 700 kilobits a second like they were doing maybe a couple of years ago. They're looking at bit rates of 3 megabits a second, 2.5 megabits a second. So they're looking at real HD experiences online. And then the consumers are finding this content online. So if you combine the high quality, long form content and then the demand that the consumers are putting out there, you get this perfect storm of traffic. And we designed and made a big bet about our HD network that there would be the need for a technology platform that could support prime time or cable size audiences on the web. And that's what we designed our platform for, and we're seeing that this is really coming to fruition now.
Now there are some critics who will say that for most consumers you just can't tell that you're watching something in high def, that unless it's on this gorgeous 50-inch monitor, if you're just watching on a 13-inch screen, it's hard to tell that it's in high def. What do you hear from consumers? I mean, do they realize in most cases they're actually watching something in high def?
Well, I think that the key is that they shouldn't notice a thing. So the experience has to be transparent for the consumer. They should get a good experience with their video, regardless of whether they're watching on a low DSL connection or a Fios connection. And the way that technology has evolved, there's something called adaptive bitrate video technology, and that's something that's relatively new on the scene. It was adopted by a couple of bleeding edge companies in the last year or so, but now is really we're seeing becoming mainstream with people that want to deliver a high quality, consistent experience to viewers regardless of their internet connection. So the consumer doesn't want to know whether they're watching HD. What if they say I want to watch HD but then they can't support it with their connection or their computer? So what you're seeing is the technology adapting in the background to what the user's conditions are, and that enables what consumers really want, which is a buffer-free, smooth experience in the largest possible video window size that they can possibly enjoy. And to them, that's a great experience that they won't abandon and that they'll keep coming back for more.
And who are some of the customers for your high-def events?
So we announced yesterday that we've done hundreds of HD quality streaming events on our network. Some of the customers that were part of that announcement were the NFL. And so we did a series of Thursday night football games with the NFL, and now we're doing video on demand content with the NFL and gearing up for this next season. Turner Sports, we actually have a game tonight that'll be broadcast in high definition on TNT Overtime that begins at 4 o'clock Pacific time. Independent Film Channel is another customer, so you can see there's a lot of different types of companies that are doing things in high definition on the web today.
Very cool. Thank you, Suzanne.
You're welcome. Thank you.